We ready to start?
Yeah.
Welcome back to New Cammack. In the last session, Excavo discovered the apparent ability to receive the correct answer to any yes or no question through her dreams. Augustyn also had a nightmare in which he was trapped within pestilence and had a conversation with the German swamp witch in her original human form. Augustyn then received the keys and deed to the only gun store in the city in a fulfillment of his only major rich dude power move. While at the pirate-themed realtor office, Captain Patty Buckmaster tried to convince Augustyn to go to a house that's on the market and figure out why people think it's haunted. But Augustyn passed this task on to the group's hobo BFF, Onion Jack. Prince Archibald then reported to Father Francisco Palladian that the Horseman pestilence has been slain by the combined efforts of our heroes, and that an invitation has been extended to Famine to meet Archibald at Club Wonderland this Saturday for a chess match, where neither Palladian's hunters nor Archibald's vampires intend to allow her to leave. Also, Thurgood and Augustyn befriended a squirrel.
Thank you for covering the important bits. The squirrel is now the newest cast member.
The squirrel will become the main character.
Can you remind me what the voice of the squirrel sounds like?
I have not portrayed the squirrel. I have only described the squirrel.
Squeak, squeakum, squeak, squeaker, squeak.
If you had to.
I will prepare that. I'm thinking sort of a Pavarotti, like a stentorian, deep-voiced. This is a very serious squirrel. This isn't a cute little rodent. This is going to be the main character. So Archibald has just retrieved the key to River Erickson's house in Shedtown. That is the gangrel suspected of going feral and draining some bodies that were found drained of blood in his territory. Augustyn and Thurgood have returned to Darby Manor with their befriended squirrel, and Excavo has just returned to Darby Manor with the repaired Escalade that had previously been violently tenderized by a dancing robot outside of Nuker Technologies. He looks over at the robot. It's doing the Running Man, and it is just like punching windows out of the Escalade with every move. It's like knocking side view mirrors out.
Look at what's on!
My good man, it is unbelievable that such an insectoid sort of fuzzy being would be so amicable to the finer qualities of life. And I produce another tomato and feed it to the squirrel as I'm sitting with Thurgood.
You produce some produce?
The squirrel very reluctantly nibbles at it, but doesn't seem that enthusiastic about tomatoes.
I don't begrudge it for being wrong. It's allowed to be wrong.
While you're trying to decide whether or not you hate this squirrel, Augustyn, you get a call. Your phone starts ringing.
Augustyn speaking!
Oh my. Hello. Is this Augustyn?
Greetings, comrade! To whom do I speak these words to?
Hi.
Love it.
I don't know if you remember me. I'm Teddy Linkletter. We met outside of Quarter Moon Occult Books and Curiosities. I was going out. You were going in. We exchanged numbers, and you offered to be my friend. I think, or to hang out, or something. But I have a free night, and I was wondering if you also have a free night, and if you might like to go, catch a movie or have a drink or something like that, and just pal around a little bit.
Fondest greetings, amicaboo. It is delightful to hear of your availability. Whilst I lack the faintest semblance of interest in any of the prior mentioned activities, I do have an activity to offer that I would like to partake in with you. Putting the phone aside for the briefest of moments, would I be able to, convince him that going to a murder house is a good place to chill. We could even join Onion Jack.
You can try anything.
You can certainly try. Granted, you don't know the address of this house, and you don't have keys to it. Patty Buckmaster still has that. I did want to mention that due to your photographic memory, you remember distinctly running into this guy. He was kind of awkward. He had a ferret on a harness. He had a bag of goods that he had just purchased. He had a bouquet of roses. And he seemed just like an awkward guy who appreciated a chance to socially interact with someone else.
Okay, so I have this socially awkward do-gooder, and I have a thurgooder with a squirrel.
Whole game's just off the rails now, yeah. This is the state we're in.
I mean, we're midway through the night. I have to find a way to get the ferret and the squirrel to hang while also meeting my obligations to the chantry.
You already went by the chantry to teach, to put in your hour of work.
Okay. Okay, so all I know is that there's this place that Patty Buckmaster and or Onion Jack have the address to.
Correct.
I bet if I rang out Onion Jack, he'd probably be there and be so grateful and just willing to tell me where he's at.
I think you should start portraying Onion Jack. That was spot on.
All right. Fond friend, if recollections do suit me correctly, I believe you had a furry compatriot for whom I might also have a furry compatriot, and at this hour I have the perfect location for both they and we to engage in the most pleasant and wholesome of social gatherings. Would you care to join me at a to-be-texted-to-you forwarded address?
Augustyn, are you suggesting a pet play date?
Indeed I am. Would you please bring your ferret?
Excellent. What kind of pet do you have?
A squirrel and a bear. Mostly a squirrel.
Well, that sounds great and confusing. Yeah, well...
Fantastic.
Well, where do you live? I could head over there right now.
Never mind where I live. I have a location I have some errands to attend to at. It seems to me to be a great place, a middle ground, if it were, for us to intermediate this engagement. I will text it to you shortly. Please do attend and absolutely bring your fuzzy compatriot. I look forward to seeing you soon, comrade.
Augustyn, has anyone ever told you that you talk like books?
All too often.
Get that all the time.
Oh, and by the way, I wanted to ask, I hate getting people's names wrong. I prefer to use everyone's proper names. Is Augustyn short for anything?
Augustyn the Franius Lextrixian III. Augustyn is quite a nickname. I would prefer Augustyn, please. Most people offensively miscategorize the pronunciation of my name.
Oh, as Augustyn, something like that.
And the rest of it.
Yeah, I like the formality of using people's full names. I like calling people Jonathan instead of John, and things like that. So I'd never heard of your name before, so I didn't know how to expand it into its full form. But I guess if you prefer that, yeah.
I'd rather not have to kill you over this matter. I'm kidding!
Me too, yeah.
Kidding! Human jokes, as it were. But seriously, please do not attempt addressing me by my formal full name.
Well,
Augustyn, please.
I couldn't possibly remember what you just said, so it's not a risk.
Neither could I. Augustyn, Augie Poo, what have you, but don't even try the long form. But I will see you there. I will text you momentarily the location unto which we should receive each other.
Oh my.
I'm sure there's a better word for that.
Well,
Talk to you soon.
See?
Click.
See each other?
and then you want to immediately call, what, Onion Jack?
Yeah, and see if I can finagle the address off of him from Patty Buckmaster.
Okay, so you call Onion Jack, and you don't get an answer. It rings, and it rings, and it rings, and eventually you hear his outgoing voicemail message. And he's,
What does that sound like?
What is it? What is it?
well, hello, you've reached...
What is it?
Hang on a sec. I gotta make sure I have his name
Take
right.
a breath.
I forgot his last name.
It's not Jack.
I thought it was just Onion Jack.
No,
Did he have a
First
name?
name
'Cause-
Onion, last name Jack.
No, it's his last name because he's the brother of the foreman of the
Yeah.
prospector camp, and they share a last name.
No, he changed his name. It's Onion Jack now.
You call, and it rings and rings, and eventually you hear, "Why, hello, you've reached the telephone of one Onion Jack Boggs. I'm sorry that I'm not present to receive your call. I might be drunk and passed out. I might be nursing some gum wounds from my glass injuries that I famously have, or I might be spending time with my best friend in the whole world, Archibald Alvins, and if that's the case, then giving him my full and undivided attention is my number one priority, so you will have to wait until we are done. Please leave a message after you hear a beep with your name and your telephone number, and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can, and if there's nothing that Mr. Archibald needs." And there's a really long
Crying.
pause and some fumbling, and then eventually a beep.
My good man! And then I hang up immediately and do a couple calls produce any different result, or am I pretty discernibly can I confirm that he's not gonna pick up?
You call
Well, yeah, from the first call.
You call a second time, and it also rings and rings, and then goes back to the voicemail message.
Less good man! And hang up.
He gets
And
less
I-
good
I-
every time.
Yeah, I try
Bad
to call
man.
Patty Buckmaster and give him a ring. What is it? You said it's like 11, mid 11.
Yeah, it's about 11 p.m. Halfway through the first ring, he picks up and goes, "Yes?"
My good man, I do believe my compatriot, for whom I've referred to your laborious services, I need to know his location, that I might check in on my subordinate. Could I, perchance, trouble you his location unto which you sent him?
"Oh, is this Augustyn? And you would be looking for your Onion Jack? Is that correct?"
Invariably astute and sharp as a razor's edge.
Well, I called him up, and he seemed very interested in the job. So I gave him a ride over there and gave him a key, and I just dropped him off and told him to get back with me once he was done.
Might I procure his current location, that I might interrogate his status, that he might represent me accurately, as it were, to ensure that he's doing satisfactory labor on my behalf?
Whatever the two of you do in the privacy of your own encounters is none of my business. Assuming that he's still there, you could find him at 3131
Thank you.
Love this guy.
He just
and
loves
I
life.
gotta-
He's just a bon vivant.
And yeah, I'm pretty intent on going to 3131 Mockingbird Lane. Who is around me? Are we back at the Chantry? Are we back at D-Town?
Everyone is at Derby Manor at this point.
Okay, we're at D-Town. Thurgood! My good man!
Yes.
As it were, our new fuzzy compatriot, I believe I have a lead on another fuzzy compatriot of another species that we might examine. Were we to introduce them to each other, would you please kindly grace me with your company for this task and observe these two fuzzy species intertwined?
I have no right idea what you're talking about.
Most excellent! And I just start kind of pushing them towards the El Camino. Gently, of course.
Well,
Like a soft but firm pat on the back.
where are we going?
We are going to introduce your squirrel to another species unbeknownst to it. And it's going to be magnanimous.
Still confused, but, okay.
Fantastic! Your considerations are duly documented. And I close the door of the El Camino behind him.
So Archibald and Excavo overhear all of this and see that Augustyn is attempting to essentially abduct Thurgood on yet another errand.
Can I ask a question real quick? Didn't Feather call us about something too?
Yeah, Feather called and asked if there had been any progress in finding her Ghoulmaster River, and she said that the main reason she was calling was that she found a spare key to River's house, which you swung by Camp Moonlight and picked up from her in the
got it.
last
Cool.
session.
Sweet. And what's that address, by the way? Do we have that?
You do have that address.
It's not. Is it 3131 Mockingbird Lane?
31 Mockingbird Lane.
Yeah, but it's south.
Okay, so as I hear Augustyn and Thurgood about to leave, I walk downstairs, and I'm clutching my phone, and I'm obviously visibly shaken, and I have tears in my eyes. Has anyone heard from Onion Jack?
No.
Do I hear his question while
I think, didn't we
forcing...
leave?
I mean...
I think you
I
haven't
thought
left
they were
yet.
in the
Kind
middle
of
of
doing
abducting
these
him.
things.
Like, we're all together right now.
Do I hear the question as I'm forcing Thurgood out the door?
I
Yes.
assume so.
My good man, the other goodest man and I are on our way to investigate such the inquiry. I do believe him to be at otherwise listed address. And we're about to introduce our fuzzy compatriots to each
What
other.
did-
It's
Why would he be there?
I have offered him
Is
a
he-
reference of employ. He is currently doing good for society and making his wages.
Oh,
Earning his place under Onion Alley.
oh God, that's a relief. I was worried he had a new friend.
Would you care to join us in observing his new current place of employ?
Oh yeah, I'm already like jetting out the door, and I think I even like having got the address now. I go ahead and take my own car, and I've already sped off because I need to make sure my man's is okay.
So Excavo, are you?
Why would I go?
Everyone just peeled off.
Is Excavo hanging back to have her own adventure, or is she going to the haunted house?
How much does Excavo know about this? Hold on.
I mean, she's overheard
That's right.
what Augustyn has Articulated?
Screamed?
Definitely the wrong word.
Haunted house.
I don't know what the opposite of articulated is.
A word vomited?
So, okay. So, maybe I go because I want to see if it might have anything to do with these dreams I've been having.
Okay, interesting.
Maybe it's not really a computer that I can hack. So I'm taking any lead.
Everything's kind of a computer with the right mindset. Hack the planet. So, Excavo hops into a car with Archibald. You guys are on your way to the haunted house.
And I have texted Stranger McWhat's-his-fuck the
Teddy.
address.
Is that his name?
And
Mr. What's his fuck?
Yep.
Teddy Linkletter.
Yep. Teddy Link, yes. And insisted that he absolutely make sure not to forget his ferret. Ooh, and Paddington is with me.
Yes.
I would
If at all availability, I do bring my bear, and I hope that Thurgood has his squirrel. It's a pet date.
I think, unless otherwise stated, you always have these animals with you.
Okay, cool. Cool.
You have
Then,
like one of them like things you strap on the front of you, and the bear is like in the. You're wearing him.
One of the reverse backpacks.
Yeah.
It's a little bear limbs dangling
It's
out
a-
the front.
Like in Hangover, just has.
I need to get one of those for Onion Jack.
Okay, so everyone heads over to 3131
Yeah.
Mockingbird Lane, and you see a car pull up at about the same time as you, and Teddy steps out. Kind of a short, kind of nerdy guy in his late 30s, and he indeed has a ferret on a harness that he's cradling, he's holding up, and he runs up and he greets you, says, "Oh, this is going to be so much fun, Augustyn. My ferret Winnie hasn't had any play dates with any critters in quite a long time."
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the house that you're outside of, it's an old dark brown house with a sharply peaked attic roof rising over 2 stories of thick ivy and heavily curtained windows. You glance around and you see a front door with a large metal ring as a door knocker, and no porch or anything like that.
Fully knowing that Onion Jack possesses neither of the fuzzy compatriots, I de-holster my bear cub from my back like it were a weapon, and very briefly introduce it and loosely gesture at Thurgood and his squirrel, only in as much to make sure that nervous what's-his-hoot knows that they exist, and then I let them proceed to engage, and then I promptly march towards the door, kick it open, and I did.
So you kind of hand the bear cub to, you just drop the bear cub with Teddy and his ferret.
I hand the bear cub to the ground, very gently.
Okay, so Teddy looks up and he sees that you're leaving and you're going to the house, and he looks very confused, and he says, "Where are you going, Augustyn?"
I wave him in kind of manically from the door frame, like, get in here.
He looks confused.
The play place is indoors.
Oh, okay. He collects his ferret and he sort of like shepherds the bear cub in your direction.
As he's picking them up, I point towards the bear and Paddington, and I point towards the squirrel. Tomato face, and then move back towards coming into the house.
Okay, so you enter the house and you have Teddy do the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's everybody else doing?
I feel like I'm just in the car. Like,
I'm definitely going in the house.
What
Just
on
check
earth?
out the
No one's
Yeah, I
explained
just
to me
look
what
around
this
and,
is.
What is this house? And I just kind of follow in.
For what it's worth, I didn't lock you in this time.
Oh, great. I still just have no clue what's happening, so I'm just
Augustyn's
like,
kind of
For the
worst
record, I brought-
character. Augustyn's the worst
For the
character
record,
to
I brought
provide
weapons.
in-person
exposition.
Yeah.
I brought my weapons.
I feel like I'd be. I'm weaponed up for sure, and I'm just going inside and saying, "Oh, Jack."
Everybody has their full inventories. So
Yeah.
does Thurgood go into the house even though he's been given no explanation of why this is happening?
I think he probably waits a beat. So I think he sits alone for a good couple of minutes before he's just like, what? And this curiosity gets the best of him, and he does eventually go in, I think.
There's flashbacks of him sitting there for an hour, like.
So when everyone's assembled in the entry room, the living room of the house, Teddy.
Do we also
looks
have this? Yeah, I was gonna ask. Does Teddy come in the house with us also?
Yeah, he was told to.
Okay.
And he
Right
looks around and he looks very confused, and he says, "Augustyn, what is this house and why are we in here? There's nothing in here. This is just an empty house." And you look around and it is indeed a totally emptied house because it's on the market. Someone's trying to sell it. You are in
Yes, Augustyn, what is the big idea? Why did you send Onion Jack here?
Do I have any reason to believe Onion Jack is actually here? When we enter the room, do I hear him rummaging downstairs? Do
You smell onions.
You walk in, you don't hear what sounds like anyone else in the house. You are in an empty entry room or living room, totally empty except for a fireplace on one wall, and you see an entrance to a kitchen in one direction and a set of stairs leading upstairs in another direction. And you look down, you almost step on it. On the floor is a bundle of sage next to a lighter, next to a hobo's bindle.
What is a hobo's bindle?
It's like the stick
Is
with
that
like
the-
a handkerchief
the stick
tied
Like
to
the
it.
stick with
Bag
the
on
bag
it.
on. Yeah.
I forgot that that's
I
not
do-
a word that comes up a lot.
I reach down and clutch it and kind of smell it. I say, "It was him. He was here."
It's wine and cocktail onions. The bouquet.
Smells like onions.
I turn to Teddy
An onion
and-
falls out of the bindle and bounces on the floor. No,
That's him.
Jack.
I do turn to Teddy and try, in my most human words, try to explain. For the most open and opportune scenarios for our fuzzy friends to make play together, this seemed appropriate. However, I was
The
trying
most
to
human words.
juggle many ado-s about... I had a compatriot that was supposedly doing janitorial services here and wanted to check in. And why not kill two birds with one hand? And this is here. Open space for many of our fuzzy friends to play. If you'll excuse me, friend, I must check on my subordinate. And pending his response.
Sure, I'm still a little confused, but I guess, yeah, here's where we're going to have our pet play date, and you are going to check on a janitor, I suppose. If you have your own janitor, you seem like a quite important person, Augustyn. I'm looking forward to learning more about you. And he goes back and he starts playing with the bear cub and the ferret and just kind of having fun off on his own.
Cool. So if he's all wrapped up, I kind of look over at the prince. and shrug and go about looking for Onion Jack within the building.
Excavo. No roll is necessary. You feel very weird in this place. You feel like there's something like palpably supernatural about the place, and it is creepy. It is an uncomfortable place to be in. Your spidey sense is tingling. And Augustyn, if you are charging out first, there are two directions you can go. There is what looks like an entrance to a kitchen, and there are stairs leading up.
I go to the kitchen because all the gruesome scenes have been lower in our past pattern.
If he goes to the kitchen, then I'm going up.
All right. Augustyn goes to the kitchen. Archibald goes upstairs. This is what Augustyn sees. The kitchen is filthy and covered in dirty dishware, rotten food, and trash strewn everywhere. Despite the fact that the entrance room was like totally cleared and empty except for the sage lighter bindle, the kitchen it looks like someone's been living in it, and it's just a fucking mess. It is gross. And you notice a little bit of light and a little bit of heat coming from the oven. It appears that the oven is on, and that there is a faint shuffling and straining sound inside of it.
Out of curiosity. Yeah, you know, yeah, I open it.
It sounds like crying.
I open it.
As soon as the oven is opened, a small figure, wreathed in flame, crawls out of it and falls to the floor. Startled, you fall backwards several feet. You see that the figure is a human baby, covered in horrific burns and still on fire. It screams and starts to run at you.
I just slap it until it's no longer on fire.
You slap it, and big chunks of its skin stick to your hand. It is so burned.
Oh.
It seems angry,
Oh.
It is screaming, and it is running right at you.
You know what? I slap harder and hope it falls apart.
As you...
At that sound, I feel I would start to move in that direction.
Excavo actually does not hear this. We will elaborate on that shortly. You slap it really hard, and your hand sinks into its flesh a little bit and sticks to the baby. The baby grabs your wrist with both of its little charred, gross arms and screams so loudly that your ears ring and the whole room seems to shudder. And then you black out. Archibald, let's go to you real quick. You walk upstairs. You walk up a set of creaky stairs to the second floor. When you get up there, you see a short hallway containing two closed doors and a closed attic hatch on the ceiling. At the opposite end of the hallway is a curtained window with a bit of light shining through it. You hear the sound of heavy footsteps and haggard breathing in one of the two upstairs rooms.
I mean, my first instinct is going to go to the sound. Yeah. Can I tell which door it's coming from?
Because of the way the sound is kind of bouncing around, it's really unclear. You're kind of hearing it like more through the floor than you are like through the doors.
Okay. I kind of like am cautious and have a weapon raised, but I open the door nearest to me.
It is a bathroom with a claw-footed bathtub with dark rust stains below the faucet. There's a radiator along the wall and a sink with a small mirrored medicine cabinet. And you look around and you don't see anyone in it.
Yeah. Okay, so I try the next room.
You see an empty bedroom with a small closet with a closed door.
And I guess I try the attic.
There doesn't appear to be any way to actually like pull the hatch down. You hear the heavy footsteps though again, and kind of haggard breathing, like someone was just jogging and is like kind of out of breath, like and with the doors open now, it more distinctly sounds like it is coming from the bathroom.
Okay, I'll actually step through the threshold then.
You walk into the bathroom and you look around. You don't see anyone in there. You do, however, notice that the medicine, there's a medicine cabinet with like a mirror on it that is open now that wasn't before.
Jack, is that you? Who's there? I kind of inspect the cabinet and kind of close it again and look in the mirror.
As you close it, right on cue, you see something in its reflection right behind you. Mm-hmm. You turn around and you see a towering, bearded man wearing a kilt and blue war paint who's swinging a battle axe down upon your head. If you wish to dodge, you'll have to roll dexterity plus athletics.
What about blocking? Is that a different roll?
You can block or parry with the weapon that you have in your hand. That would be dexterity plus melee.
I'm going to do that one.
Okay.
I think that is 2 successes.
And let's see how this guy did. 3 successes.
Uh-oh.
So you attempt to block, and you don't quite get your sickle up in time, and this apparently Scottish warrior, Braveheart-looking dude swings a battle axe straight down on your head. You feel a sudden pain as the axe connects with your skull. Your vision gets blurry, then dark, and you pass out.
Oh no.
Thurgood and Excavo, you see the stairs that Archibald just went up, and you see an entrance to a kitchen.
Can you tell me like what my impression is? Like I don't know shit. Like these people are barging into this completely terrifying, creepy feeling place. No one has told me what's going on. I'm just like, what is happening? Where are we?
Well, you did get the impression from Augustyn that he is here to... You got the impression from Augustyn and Archibald that they're trying to find someone who went there and was supposed to be doing janitorial stuff and seems to have disappeared.
Okay, so I, with no sense of the danger, I'm just like, janitor man, hello, janitor guy, Mr. Janitor.
He does this, and I try to just shh, because I am already on guard. I have my hand on my gun.
We're looking for the janitor guy.
Shh.
We don't want him to find us.
No. There's something here.
The janitor?
There's... No.
Do you go upstairs?
How do I put this?
Well, we don't hear anything, right? Do we hear the sounds of their battle?
Is there a basement?
You don't see a basement at the moment.
Okay. So
I feel like we wouldn't follow them upstairs unless...
Wherever the creepiest place in the house is, that's probably where this is going to be. So I would go upstairs if I don't think there's a basement there.
Okay. Excavo runs up the stairs to the second floor.
What?
And
Thurgood follows reluctantly behind, like probably 3-4 paces.
Here's what Excavo sees. Because she is the first one to arrive at the top of the stairs. You see 2 open doors. One, you can see into both. One is leading into an empty bedroom, and the other into a bathroom. At the end of the hallway, an attic ladder descends from an open hatch in the ceiling.
Oh, no. Oh no.
Is he cleaning the attic? Do people do that?
And I don't see anyone or anything else there.
You
like
don't
possibly
know,
passed out.
You don't see Archibald
I don't
anywhere.
see.
You don't.
I do
hear him
want to
in-
like do a look.
Yeah,
Like I would do a check.
the two rooms, you don't see anyone in them. You are left with a reasonable conclusion that he must have gone up into the attic.
Okay, so I very carefully and sneakily head towards the attic.
All right.
And I'm like, Thurgood, shut up. I'm like, Thurgood, shut up.
You don't notice Thurgood behind you. It seemed like he was following you, but it seems like he hasn't quite caught up with you yet. You cautiously climb the ladder to the attic and poke your head up. You neither hear nor see any movement, and the attic is mostly full of ductwork and tufts of insulation poking out from where they've been stuffed between wooden studs. But in the corner of the attic, you see the legs of a human figure sticking out from behind an air duct. Just a couple legs poking out. There seems to be someone in the corner of the attic.
Nope, I'm not going up there alone. Where's Thurgood?
Thurgood is not upstairs yet.
Okay, I wait for him.
Trundling behind you. Okay, I do eventually catch up to you if nothing happens in the meantime.
Yeah.
Excavo,
I'm not doing that alone.
Are you up in the attic? Did you climb that ladder? Yeah.
I'm like waiting on the stairs.
From your perspective, you don't see Thurgood show up. You don't hear him going up the stairs. And when you look back in the hallway, you feel kind of confused about your understanding of the layout of the house, because you look back in the hallway and you don't see the stairs going down anymore. Like, you know they're around here somewhere, but you glance back and you feel like you're looking in the wrong direction, or you're confused or something.
On that note, I would not then go all the way into the attic. I would come back down out of the attic.
The predator has become the prey.
But
We need to
knowing
leave.
what you know now, you can't undo what you know. You
No, I
already
was
done
standing
did it.
on the stairs to the attic. I poke my head in
But
there. I
you're-
see the legs.
but you already-
I don't want to go in there by
Yeah.
myself. I come
you're-
back down. I
I
wait
feel
for
like you already
Thurgood.
done did it. It done
I
been
don't
done.
see him.
I feel like it would be trippy if she went back downstairs and then somehow was just she got to the bottom and was just in the attic again. That would be fun if you did that, Graham.
If there were stairs that went down into attics, if that were a thing, that is 100% what would be happening right now.
It would just be some like trippy stuff.
Is there a window? I want to look out the window.
Yes.
Okay.
Just like what Archibald saw, there is a window at the end of the hallway with a curtain on it, and you see a little bit of light shining through the curtain.
I back up towards the window.
It
I am
feels
on
like
high alert.
unfriendly light. It feels like ouchy light, which is confusing
Daylight?
given what time of night it is.
Yeah, it's like isn't it like 11 p.m.?
It is, yes.
She would check her watch like yeah, no. Okay, so so from here, so there's really no way for me to get out then.
You're kind of being railroaded, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I go back, I do another check of the rooms again, make sure cuz stairs have disappeared, make sure nothing else has changed.
You feel your head's fuzzy. You feel like you just can't find the stairs. They have to be around here somewhere, but they're not wherever you look for them.
So I just don't see him at all.
Correct.
Okay. So then I go back to the ladder to the attic and I poke my head up into the attic once more.
Same thing. It just seems like a mostly unused attic full of ductwork, but it seems like there's a motionless body in the corner that you can see like the legs of sticking out.
Do I recognize like what the legs are wearing?
Well, it's dark, but there's a little bit of light, and you use your heightened senses to take a look. You do not recognize the clothes at all. In fact, the clothes seem kind of unusual. The footwear in particular is thick, strange boots, like rubbery boots with weird like tread that rolls up the front. It's very unusual looking footwear.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the material in the pants seems weird and thick, and it seems like the pants are strapped into the boots. It seems like workwear of some sort.
Okay. I'm just writing things down.
But you will need to approach closer to get more details.
Yeah, I know. I just feel there is a je ne sais quoi about this situation. Yeah, okay. So I have a high level of trepidation as I ascend the ladder fully into the attic, looking behind me, making sure that Thurgood is really not gonna appear.
Suddenly, no.
Yeah.
So peering around the air duct, you get a glimpse of what this figure is. Still motionless, not doing anything, but this body in the corner of the attic appears to be a cosmonaut in full spacefaring uniform, lying motionless. The uniform has Cyrillic lettering on it, and the helmet's visor is down. And as you get closer and check it out, not moving at all, but you hear faint Russian whispers coming from inside the helmet.
Oh, I have my gun very much out.
Do you shoot this cosmonaut?
No, I'm just like, I am like frickin', you know.
Do you rob this cosmonaut?
I'm on it. No, I am just
Little known fact, cosmonaut also bring gun to space.
anything.
They use for propulsion.
No, you can't use a gun in space.
That is true. That's true story. Google. You Google.
They did bring gun into space, I believe.
Oh no.
I think is real.
If they run out of food, they'll need to hunt aliens.
Or just eat bullets.
Or just be done. So yeah, I am on guard coming up to this thing, and I'm hearing Russian. From my time in hacking, I might know a little, but not a lot of Russian. Would there be anything that I would recognize it saying?
If I knew much Russian,
in real life, I know none.
You pick up what sounds like sobbing and the word the phrase "Das Vidanya," because that was among the little bit of Russian.
Dos vidanya, comrade.
Suddenly, for the sake of pacing, the cosmonaut grabs you and grips tightly with
My God!
its gloved hand.
I shoot its hand. I shoot its gloved hand.
You start shooting at its hand and its arm, and the bullets just go right through. One of the bullets actually pierces the visor, and out of the hole that it creates, just a flood of large spiders swarm out and start crawling down the cosmonaut's arm and up yours, and start immediately weaving thick webs around your head.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. That's not ideal. I'm not gonna shoot this way.
You can try to shoot all the webs.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately,
No.
you're left without
No.
very many options in this very railroaded scenario, and your vision is quickly obscured by the webs, and your hearing is muffled, and then you black out.
And then I black out. Yeah. Just waiting for
Thurgood.
that to happen.
Yep, Thurgood runs up, seemingly right behind Excavo, but once he reaches the top of the stairs, he looks around and he sees 2 open doors go into a bedroom and a bathroom, a closed hatch to the attic, and no Excavo to be found.
Excavo? Janitor man? Hello? Hello?
The only sounds of activity that he hears is Teddy playing with the bear cub, ferret, and also squirrel downstairs in the entry room.
I'm pretty sure I just walked right back down there. Like, oh, well, that's odd.
You glance around the house, you poke your head in the kitchen, which is completely empty, bare, spotless. You don't see Augustyn, despite having seen him walk in there. You do, however, see an open door that looks like it leads down into a basement, where presumably Augustyn has gone.
Choo choo.
Hello? Strange book-talking man. Are you there?
You do hear some
Hello?
sounds coming from the basement.
Oh. That's nice. What do I hear?
Shuffling around like someone is like moving stuff, like moving boxes or something. Very non-specific movement.
The indignity, my grandiosity, to being shuffled around within a box. How far the great fall.
So yeah, I guess I investigate. I'm just calling out all the time. I really have no sense that something sinister is happening. Just the same level of confused and bewildered that I've been this whole time. And just like trying to play along, like, oh, I guess we're looking for the janitor guy. I guess we're playing with animals now. Just like, you people are strange, but I'm just like, go along to get along.
So you walk down some creaky basement stairs, and the whole basement is strewn with clotheslines that have clothes hanging off of them and sheets. And through a few layers of sheets and clothes, you do hear like a shuffling sound and a heavy breathing coming from beyond them. Everywhere else there's just like boxes and trash and filth all over, but one half of the basement seems to be a whole laundry operation, and there seems to be someone on the other side of it.
What in a horrible state of disrepair. They could use a janitor man. I think I start like cleaning stuff up. Start like tidying up a bit. Oh well, I think this goes over here, and all right, yes. But I investigate anything that I hear. If there's a noise, I would go like check it out.
You're moving through like the forest of clothes and sheets, moving past them, and you move a sheet to the side, and you are suddenly confronted with a pale, shirtless Asian man who is screaming with his intestines hanging out of a horizontal incision across his abdomen.
Oh my sweet God!
Screaming at you in Japanese while he's trying to hold his intestines in, and he starts running at you, hands full of intestines, just babbling at you
I'm like trying to help him. Like, what you would do? How do you require some medical assistance?
He lets go of his intestines, and they just start uncoiling onto the floor, and he starts screaming and shrieking even louder.
I think this is some type of check. I mean, this is, I'm sure, just terrifying. Thurgood, like, just the pure gore of it.
Well, Thurgood finds himself seized not only by fear, but by the bloody, pale, screaming Japanese man who grabs him by the throat and starts choking him. And moments later, Thurgood, your vision gets blurry, and you stumble and you fall down and you black out.
Typical.
All 4 of you find yourselves, you wake up on the floor of this basement, strewn with old clothes and trash all over, but without any of the clotheslines that you just saw a moment ago, Thurgood, and also without any spooky Japanese guy. You all pick yourselves up off the floor. It's unclear how you got to where you are. And you look around. The basement's all one big room. In one corner, there's a very old, rusty, gas-powered furnace. And along the wall, you see a filthy, large basin sink. It would look like a typical, very neglected old basement if it weren't for the fact that the walls are covered in hand-painted graffiti that looks somewhat new. And this graffiti looks very much like Egyptian hieroglyphics. You see a prominent crocodile on a wall and large ankhs in various places. And on the largest wall with the most space for this hieroglyphic graffiti, you see detailed depictions of human bodies lying on their backs, and above them, human figures drawn only as outlines that are seen descending and passing through some sort of barrier and entering the bodies that are lying down. Sort of, it's hard to interpret what exactly that could be, but there are detailed people lying down on their backs, some sort of horizontal barrier, and then just outline people that, as you look at the mural, it looks like they are descending through the barrier and entering the bodies that are lying down.
Curious.
I just started like analyzing this stuff from an anthropological perspective.
Thurgood, do you know anything about hieroglyphics? This isn't an area of study that I've been concerned with.
I have 1 dot in academics. I don't think it'll be helpful for this. I got no linguistics. I think I'm, despite being Thurgood, still probably not the right person to make this challenge.
Thurgood, go ahead and give me an academics plus intelligence roll.
All right, I got three of those. Hey,
got a success. So, you don't know Egyptian hieroglyphics, obviously, but there are a few Egyptian symbols that have like at least entered pop culture and maybe come up a little bit in just stuff that nerds read. One of them being that the Ankh symbolizes, I think, eternal life. You see other bits and pieces all over the hieroglyphic graffiti in the basement that seem to follow the same theme of either immortality or death or the afterlife and spirits. In a house full of ghosts, this should come as no surprise. And it seems very much that the main mural with the bodies and stuff seems to be depicting spirits entering into human bodies. You have seen similar symbols in other like ancient Egyptian contexts, but it usually goes the other way around, where you see like a spirit leaving a body and then going into the afterlife. This seems to be very deliberately painted to depict spirits going into bodies that are lying down.
Yeah, I explain that to everybody. Just share my insights. I've seen this.
Oh, whatever it is, we need to get the fuck out of here.
You hear a voice coming from no specific origin, and it goes, "Mr. Archibald? Is that you?"
Oh, thank God, Jack.
And you look around and you don't see Onion Jack, and then you get this really eerie, like hair standing on end feeling, and you look around behind you just as the ghost of Onion Jack takes form in front of you. This ethereal vision of Onion Jack that's see-through and glowing faintly with light blue light. And he floats up to Archibald and he says, "Oh, Mr. Archibald, I was afraid I was never going to see you again."
Oh no.
I'm gonna need a minute on this one, guys.
No,
I got a better one for this.
No. I'm putting it together in my mind because we have a person who is two people.
Jack, what's happened to you?
Well, Mr. Archibald, I'm not really sure. I got a call from this nice man with a bizarrely sinister voice, and he offered me a job, and you know how I do like getting any honest work, and I was supposed to come over here and clean the place up and figure out if there's anybody hiding hereabouts, and well, they said this place was haunted, so I swung by that magic shop and I got some sage, because the hippies say that you burn some sage and it makes the spooks go away. And well, I came.
I'm sorry.
Here, the ghosts.
Jesus God.
Well, I came in here and I didn't think nothing of it, because I don't really believe in ghosts and goblins and things like that. But I came in and all this crazy stuff happened. I saw all these creepy, scary people that looked dead. They were running at me, and I was going to tell them, "Hey, you knock off all this tomfoolery." When all of a sudden I felt this radiating pain going down my arm, and I felt this heavy weight on my chest, like someone was sitting on me, and I started feeling real weak. And well, I laid down for a quick nap, and next thing I know, I was looking down at my body there in the front room of this house.
In the front room?
The heart attack.
We went through the front room.
Oh yeah. Well, I suppose that was my body, and I guess I'm dead. Which I've lived a fantastic life, Mr. Archibald. I don't feel so bad about that. And my favorite part about it is that I got to spend the end of it with you. But the reason my body isn't still there is because, well, it was the dangest thing. After a while of just sitting in place and just looking at my still body there and just contemplating the position I found myself in this world, the door opened. These two gentlemen walked in, and boy, did I give them quite a fright. It didn't seem like they could see me, but they saw my body, and they got awful spooked. And they ran right out, but then a few minutes later, they came in with a big bag, with a, suppose you call it a body bag, and they loaded me into it. And well, I thought that they were like doctor types. I thought that they were going to take my body to the hospital, because they were wearing clothes like those EMT people. And
at this point, I'm like not sad anymore. I'm getting like very, very, very angry now that I know who took Jack and where I can get his body back.
Well, I thought that they were going to take my body to, a morgue, a hospital, or maybe a funeral home or something like that. And I was thinking about how my brother Jasper is going to be awful sad when he finds out that I died. But then they did the darndest thing. They took the body bag, and they went out. They had this ambulance parked right outside, and they took me up to the ambulance, and they didn't put my body into the vehicle. They slid it into the storm drain that they were parked next to. Like, I don't know if they just didn't want to bother taking me to the right place or what, but that's not dignified. So my body, I guess, is down in that storm drain right now, and I have no earthly idea why they did that.
Don't worry, Jack. I will take care of your body, and I'm going to take care of those EMTs too.
What are you going to do, Mr. Archibald?
I'm going to murder them, and whoever did this to you.
Well, if that's what you think is right, Mr. Archibald.
I do. Jack, I will always remember you. Wait, so are you just...
I will remember you.
Wait, are you just like a ghost permanently? Can we still hang out?
Well, I don't really know how the rules work on that kind of stuff. It seems like I can float around and I can go through walls, and it's kind of new to me, but it feels awful weird. And all of a sudden, you see Onion Jack. It looks like he's being sucked downward into the floor, and he seems surprised by this. Those of you with heightened senses, Thurgood and Excavo, you very faintly hear this weird, like, long, sustained, low tone audibly coming from down underneath you.
Wait, then it's, I feel like if I just made the connection, Archibald would make the connection of what we saw in the hieroglyphs and what's happening right now.
Quite likely. And
I feel like I'm sledgehammering the floor immediately then.
So the ghost of Onion Jack suddenly starts getting pulled down into the floor and starts sinking down into it. And he looks scared, he looks confused, and he's looking up at you, Archibald, and he's reaching out with his hands, but at the same time he's sinking and sinking. And then
I can't grab him, can I? I would just go right through. I would try.
You
It'll
attempt
be a
to,
sad moment,
and
when
your
I
hands
pass
pass right through his, and he disappears into the floor, and you hear his voice fade away.
Jack!
After a few moments, Excavo and Thurgood, you hear this sound kind of fade out.
Oh, well, he seemed nice.
He was my best friend.
Have I heard that sound before?
Is Augustyn, like, asleep, and that's why Andy's pretending to be asleep?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know what he's doing.
Because
Excavo,
he's just
give me-
actually asleep.
He's actually asleep.
Is he actually asleep?
Oh, for real?
Did he just miss Onion Jack's death? My God.
I think so.
Corey's fucking with us. Excavo, give me a perception plus investigation roll, please.
And then go troll the fuck out of Andy.
So everyone takes turns slowly sawing parts off of Augustyn.
Woo. Okay.
Bunch of successes.
Good
So
roll.
your best guess is this sounds like a trumpet. This sounds like a musical instrument. Like a trumpet or a vuvuzela or something that someone... It's just barely audible. But it
Like
sounds
one that
someone's-
would hearken the coming of a horseman of the apocalypse?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
But yeah, it sounds like someone's blowing into some sort of instrument, and there's just a long, sustained tone, and then it stops.
Hold on. Okay. Let me.
Is Andy just not getting enough sleep these days? Is his internship...
Well, that is true.
Oh.
He is not getting enough sleep.
Oh, Andy has not had enough sleep for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to gentle.
This is the best thing.
This
This
is
all
compelling
recorded.
TV. Yeah.
Andy.
My lord.
Maybe we should just let him.
He's not dead, is he? Okay, thank God. That would have been really bad if it was Onion Jack and Andy.
You see, you see. You missed some stuff, girl.
I am so sorry.
It's just really funny. No worries at all.
You missed
It's okay.
something very important though, and very heartbreaking, and I've been crying for a while now.
Why is Shrek in your background?
It's
No more.
Has that been there the
Onion
whole
Shrek.
damn time?
For a good while.
Seriously?
Archibald's about to be real mad at Augustyn, P.S. Because you sent Onion Jack to his fucking death, dude.
What do you
There's
remember,
way-
Andy?
I'm sorry for cursing.
Andy, what do you remember?
I remember telling Onion Jack that I had the most wondrous of opportunities for him.
Right.
And his
no, I mean like in
beloved...
this session.
Oh. I remember really trying hard because my ass sometimes gets subject to that sort of thing where I'm like, don't be an asshole, stay the fuck awake, don't be a dick, don't be a dick. And I was like, just wink your eyes for a moment, you'll be fine, ding dong. And then somebody woke me up and I was like, shit!
I wish I could.
It happened again!
This is just not more important than your mental health at all.
I'm so sorry.
Well, fortunately, we're getting...
You're good,
this is nearly the end of the session.
So anyway,
Oh.
can we fill you in, Andy?
Yes,
we were
we
in a
should fill
haunted
Andy
house.
in.
Please.
We were in a
in the
haunted.
house.
I'm sorry.
We're in the haunted house. We all get attacked by ghosts or something. We
Yeah, we
wake
all
up in a
pass out.
strange place, and
The basement of the house, we think.
Unclear entirely. where we are.
dead, man.
Onion Jack's soul, his spirit.
Onion Jack's ghost came
appears
to say
before
goodbye
us.
to me, and he's
Wait.
He tells us.
He
He
really
basically
is.
tells
I'm
us
not
he had a heart
joking.
attack and died because he describing the pain in his arm and the heavy chest and feeling weak. He had a heart attack and died in the house, and then he said that there were these two.
The EMT people.
Yeah, the EMT people. who
Perry
came and got him.
paramedic.
One Perry medic. Does that ring a bell?
Took his body, dumped it in a storm drain.
Yeah.
And then his ghost got sucked into the floor, and then we're hearing the sound of a trumpet, and we think that another horseman has entered the building.
You really
Yep.
distinctly hear the trumpets
Huh.
coming from below.
Yes, it is from below, and we're in the basement of this.
And
home.
I'm trying to sledge the floor open to get...
And I've got
Ghost
baby on my
Jack
hands
back.
still.
Oh, no.
No, that was,
Do you
uh,
still... No,
that was
that
all
was just like a vision.
hallucinatory.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost baby.
What? Wait, where's Teddy?
You actually hear him in right above you in the living room. He's still playing with the animals.
Just fucking
Oh.
off. Are we bound?
Oh
We
no!
just wake up and-
You're in the basement. There's really clearly stairs that go back up to the kitchen.
And nothing stopping us from going upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah, I go upstairs.
Yeah, I indignantly. Well, if no one's going to stop me, then I will do so my damn self. And I triumphantly plod up the stairs.
I don't think I'm gonna let him do that.
What about me? I want to also
If-
go upstairs.
If I notice that Augustyn is trying to leave, I think I would stop my sledgehammering, and I'm gonna be a little bit forceful here. I think I want to take the sickle, and I'm going to force Augustyn against the wall with his neck within the blade.
Oh.
Augustyn,
With my
Hold on,
very
is this-
strong Bruja strength.
your prince
this-
is attempting to send you a message. You have the option of not fighting and seeing where it goes, or entering into a physical challenge with your prince.
Do I still have any deadly plants in my pockets?
Nothing deadly to vampires, no.
I probably have nightshade. I probably have prickle bush or some shit. I think I take the sickle to the neck, but I grab a tomato and unceremoniously shove it in his eye hole.
It seemed like this could be resolved with a conversation, but okay. You shove a tomato in his eye. I can't imagine that Archibald could easily prevent that from happening with both of his hands occupied. So
He'd just be confused.
And with tomato smashed against my face, I say, "It's your fault."
Oh, that's why you're mad.
Is that what you say?
why did you think he was doing that?
Yeah. Everything
If
else
it weren't
proceeds
for
as
you,
normal.
he'd still be.
I just can't like fathom the level of role playing. Like when you get knocked unconscious and you just actually go to sleep and just don't know what happened while you were like, this is just
Improv.
This is really authentic. Acting.
Improv.
We have to make sure that Augustyn never dies. Who knows what'll happen to Andy?
Oh God.
So yeah, I am real furious. And also, guys, like I'm a Bruja. And you know what my weakness is that has never come into play for some reason?
Oh, no.
Which I really
Being
think
tired of people's shit.
of all the times, like if it hasn't happened yet, like I should probably have to roll for it, right?
What is it?
Would Onion
Frenzy?
Jack Brujas have a weakness where they're supposed to be more likely to frenzy? Yet I think I'm like one of the only ones of us who has not, and this would definitely call for it.
I think
Really
your chance to, or the difficulty of resisting frenzy is increased by 2. Let me double check this.
And I may not spend willpower to avoid frenzy, but I
Are you
can
trying
spend it
to frenzy
end
on
a
me?
frenzy that has already begun. Well, I'm just saying from a role-playing perspective, if I
I
have
mean,
a
yeah, your
weakness
best friend in the whole
that
world.
causes me
yeah.
to frenzy and Onion Jack just died, I feel like I would rage out.
To be fair, called it. Totally knew I needed bait. Put him out there, and the bait got bit.
And
Just
you
saying.
did it. You actually did this, so I'm also just mad at real Andy.
I thought
To
Onion
quote
Jack
the
was
great
going
Prince
to possess
Palpatine.
you. Like, Archie, you would be Onion Jack and Archie in one body. Like,
Don't
over
worry,
and
I'm
over
going-
again.
I'm going to descend into hell and bring him back, like Orpheus style.
To quote the one great emperor, knew it.
Looking at what frenzy difficulties usually are, and modified because you are a Bruja, Archibald, please give me a self-control roll. That'll be with 3 dice for you. Difficulty of 6.
Ooh.
0 successes.
That's actually a botch. No successes
Yeah.
and a 1
Oh, no.
Yep.
equals
Yep.
a
I think
botch.
Augustyn just
One.
died.
This was supposed to be a core component of my character, and here we are a year in, finally doing it.
And just as Archibald
Baby's first frenzy.
starts to be completely overtaken by anguish and rage, I suggest that is where we end this
Yes.
session.
What a cliffhanger. Shit is about to get so real. Oh my god.
Ah!
That's incredible.
Mhm.
That's incredible.
Well, I hope that whatever happens, you can still remain friends who are both alive at the end of it.
I was never friends with Plague. If one of us has to die, I'll kill him.
I don't know.
fine.
I am very strong.
This is true. Okay, well, that is the end of session 27. We will pick it back up and see where that frenzy goes next time. What did we think about all that?
I'm upset.
Like, that's a personal attack.
I'm sad and upset.
I'm sad too. I like Onion Jack's character.
Nah, I was thinking about ghouling the poor boy soon. Not anymore.
We weren't
Not unless
quick
I
enough
can-
on the draw.
Yeah, I know. I knew when you sent him into that haunted house it was going to be bad.
I did not anticipate at all that an NPC would be sent to the haunted house, much less Onion Jack.
Aw,
That was an interesting...
It should have been Teddy.
he's the canary in the coal mine, I guess.
Teddy's just up there having the best day of his life. Oh, these guys are
Yeah.
so cute. What a fun
It's a
place.
bear and ferret. And, they're
And
having
then, like-
friends.
Fan theory wise, I'm like trying to guess which horseman it is, and I assume it's Death. Which I thought they were all
Probably.
I thought they were gonna come in order. So that throws out my thing.
I don't
Unless
actually
this is
know the
yours.
order.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh. The order
I
is
literally looked up.
so Pestilence is like the first one that comes in,
is
and then
it the
it's
first?
and then War, then
okay.
Famine, then Death.
Oh, see, I didn't look that up. I
Which
looked up, could a bear
I
and a
did
ferret be
Wikipedia.
friends?
Yeah.
I looked up, do squirrels eat tomatoes? So real important research taking place.
I know. We're getting so into our characters.
I am excited that this is finally happening for Archibald, though, since and originally I did think of him as like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of guy. It's
Oh,
finally
yeah.
happening.
I was hoping it would be versus
No, I
an
thought that was
NPC.
good.
Because if a PC kills another PC, that's just going to be a bummer. But we'll see how it plays out.
Well, Augustyn shouldn't have sent Onion Jack to his death is the thing.
We gonna see. We gonna see what happens.
It's not.
Well,
It's
the
not my
DM can always
position
make
to
shit up. Have something
I'd like to-
interfere.
And maybe you guys could redirect my rage toward the bad
Yeah.
man.
Right.
There are lots of ways this could go. But I was thinking, what would be the most dramatically fun thing to do? I think it's probably Frenzy out against Augustyn. And also, good luck stopping my Frenzy, because actually this is perfect timing for what I want to spend points on.
just because there's no way that we can guarantee that Archibald won't kill Augustyn. It might be a good idea for Andy to have another character. I'm gonna hope that won't be necessary, but
Hey, I could die too, except, I don't know, Archibald is very strong.
I think it would be unfair for me to say that, like, I'll intervene to keep a PC from killing another PC. So because that's a possibility,
No.
I think everyone should have at least a vague idea of who they would want to play as a backup character. And then it'll be my job to figure out how the
was
hell
Onion
you
Jack.
introduce. Oh.
Andy beat Onion Jack.
It's too late. He gone.
He gets to play
Well.
his soul.
He's just a ghost.
Can I spend a little EXP?
Oh yeah, let's get into this. Archibald, you have enough experience points to get the combo discipline called Leaps and Bounds, which will multiply your
Oh, yeah.
jumping distances, both horizontal and vertical,
Oh, yeah.
by the lesser of your celerity or potence. You have 2 of each, so it would double how high and how far you can jump.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Dope.
Do I just write that in the disciplines?
Boingy, boingy, boingy.
Yep, leaps and bounds.
I'm doing it. So good luck trying to stop me from frenzying and killing all of the other characters when I can jump very high in a basement.
And hit your head on the ceiling.
And then I knock myself unconscious, leveling up and doing
"Ah,
that, and then
God!"
everything is
And that
fine.
like knocks you out of frenzy. Just shit.
Problem solved itself. Augustyn, you now have 14 points. You're still going to sit on them just in the off chance that you survive to spend them on some cool thaumaturgy.
Thanks for the good foreshadowing. Yeah, I thought I would live to see me going back to the Chantry to deal with Lady What's-Her-Fuck, but in that interest, I'm going to keep my points, hoping that I'll make it there.
Thurgood, you have 2 points.
I'm just gonna hold.
Okay. And Excavo, you have 11 points.
Nah, I can't really think of anything specific that I want to do right now. Yeah, I'll hold. Just letting the points stack up, letting the ideas brew.
Oh, I wanted to bring up that Archibald, because
Can I get a special thing?
because of his relationship with Onion Jack, and because of how much Onion Jack has meant to him, Archibald now qualifies to purchase another point of either humanity or conscience, if at any point in the future you would like to increase one of those.
How much does that cost?
Increasing your humanity, you have to spend twice as many points as the number of dots that you currently have, and same thing with virtues.
Right now, I definitely can't see myself buying any of those.
Oh yeah.
At this point.
Okie doke, that's the end of the session.
Well, Andy, sorry in advance if I kill your character. That was not my intention, but now it's out of my hands, man.
Tell us to wait a week if you need to take a nap. Like, seriously. This is, again, it's supposed to be fun.
Oh yeah.
No, it is. And I am so dang sorry, guys.
Oh, it's fine.
I thought I was awake. I'm so fucking sorry. I didn't even realize I was asleep. It was not like a boredom thing. It was literally just like, I'm attentive. I'm fine.
Well, Andy, you're not gonna be so apologetic once Graham compiles it and puts it on a highlight video on Facebook.
I literally see the 10 minutes where I went dead fucking silent.
Oh, in the stream?
I see the 5-minute struggle, and then I see 5 minutes of almost silence. And
I
then
assumed you were fucking with us for most of that time.
Yeah, we thought that since we all got, like, passed outed, we thought that you were just role-playing it for a while. Because it was, like, during, like, the me and Onion Jack thing.
Oh, no.
I absolutely see the sound waveform. I think I might have even snored. I see little pips.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Oh, I knew you were asleep. I was trying to find a good moment to, like, maybe be polite and go over there. We all realized, like, oh.
I'm so sorry, guys. That completely unintentional. I'm overextended and tired.
Well, I hope that in the next session, Excavo and Thurgood find some reason to help protect Augustyn from death, perhaps holding back Archibald.
I can see no reason that anyone would want to help.
Yeah, that's where I was kind of stuck on. Perhaps seeing the potential of him learning more thaumaturgy and having magic shit to offer the group.
Well, for me,
which also I love how confident you guys are in me being very strong, and that he has literally no chance against me.
Well, for me, I'd want Archie to be saved, because then that makes me look good if I'm the one who saves him, because I'm second in line to be the prince.
I mashed tomato in his eye, right?
Yeah. We'll have to remember that.
The tomatoes got seeds.
Write that down. They do.
That's gonna be
Ant-Man theory. I'm gonna blow up your head, dog. I'm gonna fucking do it.
You know, shit. That's not bad. Also, perhaps if we do have a couple characters with dominate, and if they were motivated to prevent a death, it could maybe be handy to use that. Seeing that the prince is overtaken by emotion and about to do something that perhaps he would regret, but I of course can't dictate any of this. It would just be a little...
He would regret it in retrospect, but frenzy's a funny thing.
Oh, absolutely.
I really made no friends here. Like, I don't think I've endeared anybody to me, so if no one comes in to save me, not even mad. Your boy made his mulch bed. He'll sleep in it.
I would help, but I just make it clear that it's to make myself look good.
This isn't for you.
This isn't
Meanwhile,
for you.
Thurgood's just like, I don't know these people.
I feel like the walking, Pulp Fiction meme, just like.
Oh man.
Perhaps Excavo could help direct Thurgood to help accomplish her goal.
And to be fair,
Frenzied before.
Steve,
I would feel for him.
you have roleplayed the fuck out of Thurgood already. I appreciate you letting me, even not being the DM, shoehorn you into like being forced to sit in a car and then be abducted for a pet date, which wound up in an abduction. Like, your role playing is uncanny,
It's always fun.
and I appreciate it.
No, I'm having a blast. The Thurgood. I mean, Darby's also very fun, but this has been a really unanticipated, amusing wrinkle. And I can't wait to go and watch the moment that Graham discovers that Thurgood is essentially David Attenborough. Because
I put that into the highlight reel.
Great. Can't wait to see that. All right, let's call it. See you next time. I'm actually turning off my recording. Pro.
My shit's uploading right now.
All right, see
You
you next
guys are
time.
amazing. Love you guys. Have an amazing night.